Good afternoon. Hello, LinkedIn. Hello, Sidi. Hello,
Hello,
network.
everyone. Hello, everyone.
How how are we doing?
Off, I'm fine. What about
All good.
you?
Yeah, can't
Perfect.
complain. Can't complain. Yeah, weeks
Okay.
ticking over. Just sat outside on the terrace. It's warm enough here in Barcelona to enjoy some decent weather. So yeah, I like the flexibility to work outside. So all good. Busy week, busy times, but yeah, can't complain.
I can tell,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. I think this is the first time me and you, City, have been on the same meeting, same LinkedIn Live. So, for those who are new, this is where we sort of run through what we're seeing in the Salesforce market in Germany and potentially globally as well. We can give an overview of roles we are working on, sort of topics, areas that we think worthy of discussion for the time being. And yeah, as I mentioned, City, you're new to Salesforce Germany. Obviously, you've worked in different markets before. What's your kind of initial impressions of the market of Salesforce ecosystem in Germany? How have your first kind of few weeks, few months been in the
Uh,
space?
I would say I used to work for the Belgian market, which is completely different from the German one. And to be honest, I'm pleasantly surprised by the ethic of work from German people, especially in the Salesforce ecosystem. And I think there is a gap between two things. Uh, the work ethic is very, very high in Germany. People are very committed.
Hmm.
It's like the work is a part of, I would say, yeah, they're a religion. It's a religion thing, and they are embedded in a kind of routine that they appreciate, and they try to step up their game every day. So it's a daily challenge for them to keep evolving. I'm not criticizing the Belgium, I would say, market. It's totally different, but I think like work ethic is very, very high in Germany. What do you think about that,
Hmm.
Jamie?
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot of thought and consideration goes into everything that's done, and there's certainly yeah a high kind of standard when it comes to delivering. And in terms of the Salesforce kind of ecosystem as a whole, yeah, what are the kind of things that you've noticed that are different perhaps to other markets? I mean, for me, I was pleasantly surprised by how kind of connected the ecosystem is, by how people are always looking to help and support each other. There's lots of knowledge sharing, lots of information that's passed around. It's a very kind of well connected kind of technology space, which I think, having not really worked in the tech broader spectrum as a whole, I don't know if that the same applies. I mean, from your experience in other markets, other technologies, do you feel like there's the same kind of community feel that you have in Salesforce, or um,
Uh,
yeah, is
I
that kind of
think
applicable to all spaces?
not really. I think people who belong to the Salesforce ecosystem uh, are really different from the other kind of technology, especially in the IT. Why? Because they want to perfect themselves into Salesforce. They want to keep learning, getting more and more, I would say, certification and keep evolving. When you are dealing with the IT, let's say infrastructure, the aim for people in the infrastructure is progressing not in terms of career, but seeing things differently and finding a kind of right balance between their private life and professional life. With Salesforce, it's more, I would say, a big commitment for them. It's that goes beyond their private life. It's as I said, it's the continuity of their private life. Definitely, it's a kind of
Hmm.
yeah. It sticks to them, so it's not the same thing. And this is why I was speaking about the ethic of work. Um, People, they go and work more than expected because they want to learn more. And
Hmm.
I think this is the love that they have for Salesforce. And yeah, I'm definitely surprised.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to be a part of it. People are very passionate about what they do, and it's
Yeah,
it's not only a job, like you say, it's kind of like a lifestyle or it's a vocation. Like people
yeah.
really want to develop, want to learn more. Obviously, Trailhead is a great resource for people just to study and learn in their own time. And yeah, it's been eye opening. It's been a nice kind of environment to plug into where people are genuinely passionate about what they do and always wanting to push themselves and learn more. So we've got a few hellos. So yeah, hello, Umar, Madi, and Taufik. Nice of you guys to join us here. One thing I wanted to talk about today a little bit, and it's something that has come up kind of in the past kind of couple of weeks or so. Well, throughout my recruitment experience, but yeah, sort of prevalent in the last couple of weeks of what are the benefits of actually working with people like us, City? What are the benefits of working with a recruiter, working with somebody who's in the market rather than? speaking directly to companies. I think within the Salesforce space, it's very competitive. There's the same talent pool that everyone's kind of shooting for, and it's quite common for us to have companies who are trying to find people directly, also
Definitely.
then coming into the same kind of areas, the same kind of people that they're engaging with as us. So for a prospective candidate or somebody who's looking for a new role in Salesforce, what would you think are the advantages of connecting with an agency that specializes in this space rather than just doing it yourself, kind of hitting companies yourself? What would you think are the kind of the key advantages that we would like to bring, or we try and bring to people?
I would say we understand them as a human being. The thing is, we are not trying to sell them a project for selling them a project. No, we try to understand what they are looking for first, what they love, what they don't want, because we are also human beings, and we try to find this kind of right balance between the professional life and the personal life. And the reason why talking to us is very good, because we feel and we talk, and also we can advise. Some companies, if they reach out directly to you without even knowing you, they just want to fill a position. We are this kind of, I would say, middleman. We try to understand both sides, and the priority is always given, I would say, to the consultant, because he is the person who want to be happy and who want to progress and feel at ease where he's going to start. I think this is important for us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think one of our key roles as a consultant, and I think that word is kind of key, really. That we're not just we're not just recruiters, HR. We're not just
No.
sending CVs. We are actually consulting and advising, and trying to sort of obviously trying to find people jobs and trying to fill roles for companies when it boils down to it. But we're trying to obviously find solutions and support people, and whether that's the clients that we're working with, or whether that's the people that we're working with to try and find roles for. I think that kind of support can be a big advantage. I think some of the things that you hear a lot of the time, or I hear a lot of when people are sort of applying directly to companies, they don't necessarily get kind of feedback. So even
No.
from sending a CV, maybe they get an automated email, maybe not, and then they don't kind of hear anything. I think when you engage with an agency or people like us, you're going to know, or at least you should, if they're doing their jobs properly, that you're
Yeah.
being really represented as an introduction to that company. I mean, the relationships we have, Sidi, as you know, with some partners, that we will, we really go into depth about an individual that we're introducing. It's not just a case of here's an email, here's a CV, and leave it at that. We will go into
No.
a deeper kind of conversation about their motivations, why we think they're a good kind of fit. So I think that kind
100%.
of introduction is a big has a big factor. Obviously, also
Jamie,
you have that kind of support and preparation when it comes to the interview process.
yeah.
If we know people personally in within a business, we understand the business from that side. We can give a lot of insight that perhaps if you just like going through a process blind, or doing it yourself, you don't necessarily get the kind of insight of what the interview process looks like, what the people you're going to be speaking to favor or not favor. So I think all these kind of personal touches have a big impact.
There is
Sidi,
also
sorry, you
the
were going to
fact,
say.
yeah, it's okay. I was also saying that on my side, I always try to develop a human, I would say, relationship. It's
Hmm.
important to understand the person, and when you prepare this person to, I would say, a kind of interview, you understand also their feelings, and the feedback that you provide them. It could be positive feedback or bad feedback. As long as you're providing them feedback, you are working with them, you're helping them, to progress,
Hmm.
or maybe to start a new position. This is why our role is
Yeah.
very important. I mean, really, we are more, I would say, than middlemen. We're not connecting. We are, I would say, more a part of also their process and ecosystem. This is important. This is what I've seen in Salesforce Germany, especially with some candidates. They were looking for a job, but they wanted to understand more about not the position, but how me I'm going to help them to get
Hmm.
this position and to keep their happiness. This is what leads me to this topic of, I would say, the balance, working from home, working at the office now with this COVID situation. And what do you think about it, by the way, Jamie? I mean, home office.
I think it's something that's been kind of like covered to death. Obviously, it's a hot topic. It's still something that's quite a fluid situation. But as you can see, like I would much prefer to be working here from
I
where I
can
am now
tell.
than being in an office. I mean, I think it's nice to check in from time to time, to be to be sociable, to connect with the team. I think it's good to have that personal interaction for sure. But yeah, my preference is to be kind of quite fluid, and I think certainly in tech, in Salesforce, it's something that has been it's been like this for quite a period of time anyway, sort of pre-COVID. But I think it's something that's accelerated more. That yeah, people are now being very kind of particular about what kind of model they like. And I think, yeah, the days of 5 days a week in the office, I just can't see the companies that
No.
insist on that. I think they're going to sort of lose staff. The companies that offer a true kind of hybrid model of, yeah, a nice kind of split, or at least true flexibility where you decide when you want to go in, and there's not this kind of obligation to be there 3-4 times a week. I think they're the ones that will keep a happier workforce, because ultimately, yeah, people have more freedom now, and it's a very candidate-driven market. You are the sort of destiny of your own career, and there are multiple options, especially in Salesforce Germany. Um, just to return to the previous topic, I think the final kind of thing I wanted to say when it comes to like working with us rather than sort of engaging with companies directly was the sort of tricky part about negotiations and salaries, and obviously,
Important.
yeah, I've been in the recruitment space for a long time. I've had hundreds of these kind of conversations, and I know how difficult it can be when it comes down to like the nuts and bolts of the the financial topic. It's a bit of a taboo subject. Some people don't feel comfortable talking about it, and I think that it really helps to have a soundboard or a middleman or somebody that you can really have a open conversation with about the salary part, because so often we see negotiations break down, or there's a gap from the beginning, or there's kind of issues within financial matters, and it's ultimately doesn't come to a conclusion. But to have somebody in your corner and somebody sort of working obviously with the customer as well throughout the process can be a big kind of advantage, really.
Definitely, 100%. I agree with you, especially when it deals also with the yeah, the progression in your career. What are you looking up to? I mean, in terms financially as well as personally. So yeah,
Hmm.
we are, I would say, the ambassador as well of this client. We're going to
Hmm.
present everything and be honest and transparent. This is what I like with my job, being transparent and going straight to the point, because I care
Hmm.
about my consultant and as well as for my, I mean, with my client. So yeah, I
Hmm.
think you summed up really well the situation, Jamie.
Yeah, cool. I think I'd like to do a quick kind of run through of kind of options that we're looking at now, like hot jobs that we're looking for at the moment. I think yeah, it'd be useful for the people who are listening to have an idea of what we're looking for. But I've seen increasingly, I mean, there's always a need for technical people, but I think increasingly in the last kind of 3 or 4 months, really seen a push towards kind of technical profiles, so the hands-on technical people, and that applies to kind of developers, senior developers, getting up to that kind of architect path. And I think it's such a competitive space that I'm seeing that kind of transition from a senior developer, technical lead type position, getting onto the architect's path. I'm seeing
Yeah.
that being an easier step than I think it has been in the past, just because there's so much demand, that people are prepared to invest in technical people who want to get into the sort of bigger picture, and that's kind of solutions space. So on that note, a quick sort of run through. We're working with a medical services company, a global organization in Bavaria, who are still looking for a solutions lead. So again, it's a similar profile to that which I outlined. They want somebody who's very hands-on, but can also engage with the business, work with stakeholders, take user requirements, and have a kind of a bigger picture when it comes to company strategy, and having that sort of overall overview. Working with Sales Service Cloud, really nice company, very well-established German organization, super team to work with as well. But somebody who's able to sort of be based in and around their headquarters in Bavaria. So I think that's quite a nice in-house opportunity for somebody perhaps from the consulting space, or has worked in similar environments before and is now looking for the next kind of challenge. Sidi, I think your focus has been, or what you're kind of been aiming for, is in the consulting space.
I would say I'm looking right now for something not so related to Salesforce, I would say ecosystem, but more a full stack developer, front end as well as back end, and someone who could also deal with, I would say, scripts in React, dealing with the pipeline CI/CD, with GitLab. On the other hand, I'm looking for Salesforce consultant, because we do have always this requirement from different type of clients. You know that, Jamie, you and I, we're always looking for good Salesforce consultant. What do you
Of
think
course.
about, I would say, yeah, especially right now, especially admin? We're looking for a Salesforce admin consultant. That could be very, very interesting. If you guys, you're interested by a new challenge, please feel free to reach out to us, because we do have clients looking for admin, and this is what I have right now, Jamie. I mean, what about you?
Yeah. Obviously, the needs are there for core cloud consultants. Also in the marketing cloud space, and I see hi Monica. I see the message from her
Yeah.
about opportunities within marketing cloud. So, in short, the answer is yes.
Yes, is there.
Again, but both sides of the spectrum really. We're working with Salesforce partners who are looking for marketing cloud consultants to work on various projects. And I also have a couple of in-house opportunities in the marketing cloud space. Obviously, it's quite niche, very competitive, but there's so much demand in the market now. So if you are actively looking in SFMC, you won't be short of kind of options. But no, I'm working again with a product-based company, global organization, big name in terms of what they specialize in, who are looking for a product owner within Marketing Cloud. And I'm also working with an organization based in Berlin in medical services who are looking for a CRM marketing cloud manager, particularly somebody who's specialized within the email marketing and running email campaigns. So that would be the sort of primary focus of that role. But in short, Monica, yes, I'd be happy to connect with you and to sort of link in with you and see whether we can offer any support. Anything from your side, Sidi?
I think I've said everything.
Yeah.
You
Well,
too?
thank you for joining. I hope you found that insightful, and for everyone who's connected on LinkedIn, nice to speak with you, and look forward to connecting and helping some of you in the future.
Definitely. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Bye bye.
Enjoy the rest of the week.